sounds better. Steel pan.
Alrighty guys, give me a second here. I need to close out a thing. Because I've been having some stuff that I wanted to really preface. I am going to share with you guys that I am currently making some supper. And I'll leave it on live too, because, you know, to be honest, I have to wait for a little bit, so it's like, and I'm late to getting in. Before. Now, of course, I wanted to really come in and preface a few things within the things that I do within the community, within everything that I do. Of course, there's a lot of things that I do in a lot of my spare time. But I haven't even been looking for a job, and
You've been scrolling for a while now.
and I wanted to really preface that as I am kind of needing a little bit of some help, though. It's not like I'm still new to Linux. I'm still trying to figure out how can I just have the system, because I always get my screenshots. I can always open GIMP screenshots. I can always open to the screenshot folder. I have to go to the screenshot folder from American Truck to this. We will go and do a few things today. I'm trying to figure out how I can get the AT American Truck or even Euro Truck Simulator when I need to create files for my thumbnails, because I always like to use my thumbnails. I've actually been doing more thumbnails. I only do one, I don't do multiple. I'm not that kind of person. I just like... I just wanted to... I really loaded in pretty darn badly. Because I realize I can go... this way out. But... there is this thing where within a lot of the gaming space and a lot of the stuff that I currently do in my own personal time is partly the reason why I'm late is because I was trying to figure how to have GIMP open up stuff in Linux. Now this one I am going to try. So the highest rated that we've got here is that crawler tractor. Now, of course, I don't think I could take that crawler tractor because it's going to tell me I shouldn't take it. Because I can't take things heavy like that right now. So that's why I haven't. That's why I haven't been actively doing a lot of for it. That's why when I do things for it. But then we got this one. That one's 24-pound cargo mass. Now this is that 51.30. Is there anything? Let's go with Price per distance. And I'm talking about that price per distance. Because I want to see what's the next lowest. So basically all we're doing is taking cars. So we might as well. We're going back to California. We haven't gotten into California for a while. So let's do this one. Price per distance is the best. The other two I could have easily done, but I'm like, you know what? Let's just take a thing. Okay. Alright. Now of course, I'm not going to get into much of the topics right away, because I'm going to wait to get a little bit of, okay. I'm not paying attention. Sorry, I should have had this. Where's the load the game? Sorry about this, guys. We're gonna load the autosave from there. Because I don't have my, okay. No, view current job. Actually, I could just actually abandon this one. Hold on. You know what? We're gonna have to abandon this one. Yeah, we're gonna have to abandon this one. New current job. Because we're gonna have to abandon it because there's no way I can complete it in 4 hours. But we are still going up that way. This one we will be able to do because this one is at 48. Of course, the Toyota one's gonna give us the opportunity to get the best. in what we need to do. Now, of course, I will tell you, like, I'm a big proponent of like enjoying a lot of content, a lot of stuff on the internet, and I'm on the internet like 24/7. But before we do finish this, we'll go get gas before we start this job. After we pick up our thing. done that a lot better. Actually, there's no way we're gonna be able to fit through it. Alright. So I'm gonna say thanks James for joining the TikTok live thing. Thank you. You know, I'm one of those people that if you're actually no. There's this thing where I'm pretty sure they made. Okay. Because I don't want to run on an empty tank. And stuff, and it's like, you know, when I look at stuff on the internet, it's sometimes there are things out there like that I had to really do a double take or do things out on the internet that are just like, is this true? Is this not? It's like, guys, don't believe, like, this is why I don't have multiple. This is why I don't believe in the same source every day or the same source in everything. You know, you can't just believe every why is it okay, first off, why is it telling me to go, see, it's telling me to go that way, but I think I can just go up here to this gas. I should have just gone up to this gas station instead. Thanks, Irma Gomez, for joining. Thank you guys for being here. You know, you have to double take every time that you do look up something. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a left leaning or right leaning. It doesn't matter if it's on about somebody. You have to go and double take everything. Because it's like sometimes, like, I'll go out and look and say and look at content that says, oh well this is going to happen because, you know, for example, like, there's this thing where you look at the conspiracy theory about the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. There's a lot of people that believe that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is a bad church. Meow. Or you go and you look online and it's like, sometimes you have to do double takes on a lot of stuff. Now, this doesn't mean that, you know, you go to, you look at the conspiracies on church. It's like, there are going to be times where people are just going to go after it and they don't see the side from other people around it, and I'm like, I don't get the reason why I don't have the headlight issue. Now, you'll find a lot of things with that. You'll find a lot of things where you have to double take on a lot of stuff, and you can't just. What I'm going to is I'm actually going to do it differently, because we're not going to go that way. I did not mean to speed up. You know, thanks, Be Fair, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you, Neman Simon. Thank you for joining. Of course, you know, it's like you think I am, like I wear these cat ears just because I am a cat. Or people will go out there and say I'm a cat because I wear these cat ears. It's like, okay. And, I am not a cat. I never claimed to be. And yes, I read that from chat that said meow. So somebody said that in TikTok chat, that it's like, look, like I am not gonna, like, you can go out and be whoever you want to be however you want to be, as long as it doesn't harm others. It's like, I wear these cat ears. Guess what? These cat ears don't have to be cat ears. They don't have to be cats. They could be wolves. They could be, you know, these are just an out of the ordinary brand of headphones. Yahoo-chan is a brand of headphones that don't just sell these as they sell them as like cat ears. Well, guess what? Don't just sell cat ears. They sell they sell wireless headphones too. So you can't just say, oh well, you know, they're just out of this world. Well, of course people are going to go out there and assume that cats are out there being, you know, that there are going to be people out there that assume, you know, when you look at the issue with the cats. Well, a lot of people who say they want to be a cat. Well, if they want to be a cat, that's fine, but a lot of times it's like, I have not seen anywhere where I know of furries, I've known about it, that there are furries out there that, you know, you look at it, there's like no cat box for them. A lot of the, like, that's a conspiracy theory that's been going on that hasn't happened. It's like a lot of people will go in and say, okay, find me the truth, find me pictures, find me the actual evidence in your district, and I want it from the legitimate district. I don't want it legitimately from AI, because if it comes from, I will make sure that, okay, I'm going to go to your school now, and I'm going to make sure that it's there, and I'm going to make sure that this is the truth. Because guess what? I know of a furry who I was going to school for 18 years. Since 2013, actually, sorry. 2013 to 2019. Guess what? Not a single bathroom had a, not a single bathroom had litter boxes in there, and it's like, you know, I'm bringing it up again because it's an example of what happens when conspiracies get out of control. Now I haven't heard that conspiracy theory for a while. So it's like they're on to the next thing, they're blaming this, they're blaming that, they're doing this, they're doing that. They're basically, oh, now they're bringing up this conspiracy theory about Trump and the Epstein files. It's like they bring this up that, oh, that this is this conspiracy, that it's all cooked up by Obama, cooked up by Biden, cooked up by the left-leaning party, and it's like, okay then, if that's the case, then why don't you release them? If you don't want to release them, then you're basically you're just trying to evade of being in it, because you're lying. You're basically telling people that you're not telling the truth, and not telling the truth is the absolute pinnacle of society. It's like of course, if the left was doing these unspeakable things that Jeffrey Epstein was doing, and these other things, would I want them persecuted for it? Of course. But they won't release it. They won't release it because Trump won't release it because it's incriminating him. And I'm like, okay, what's the point in not releasing the Epstein files? What's the point in not releasing these things? I'm like, if you're not gonna release them, then why'd you talk about it in the first place? You know, you talked about it, and it's like, okay, you know, these people go out and believe everything that they see, or everything that they see from left-wing, right-leaning things, and it's like, they take things and they take it out of conspiracy. They basically make it conspiracy theory out of nothing, out of thin air. And it's like, I'm sick and tired of the left or the right doing this. Like, the right is more in particular of doing it than the left are. Because right now, they're the ones that are out there, and it's like one of the other things that I like to bring up is like Ted Cruz basically brought up this thing where, oh, we're gonna take away your alcohol. They're trying to take away your alcohol. Well, guess what? No, newsflash, they didn't try to take away your alcohol, Ted. You're just baselessly claiming that because you want to find a way to argue with somebody, find a way to argue and find a way to do it when you don't see it, and you just like, oh, it's only one, they're recommending it, one a week, and it's like if they're recommending that, it's not like they're telling you can't go drink more. They're not telling you can't go and drink multiple beers in a sitting. They're just telling you shouldn't drink more than one. And it's like, and even then with mine, I don't even drink beer at all because it goes against God. It goes against the ever fiber being of it. And it's like, Ted wants to say that it's pretty much horrible because he's like, well, they're trying to, but then you gotta look at these things. It's like, if God came in and told you immediately that you are to give up beer, would you give up beer? Would you give up your habits? If God came in and said, it's time to give up your habits, it's time to come follow me and give up some of the things that you're doing, of course. It's like giving up some of those things betters society, betters life. Alcohol, not having alcohol betters society. You know? It doesn't matter if you're 16, it doesn't matter if you're 70 years old. It betters society, it ruins people's lives. Alcohol, the more you drink alcohol, the more that you drink alcohol, the more that you constantly do it. I know it's going to tell me to bypass it. I need to go check on my oven real quick. Because I need to check to make sure that if the oven hasn't started yet. Because I'm working on making supper, and I was like, okay, I was gonna... Oh yeah, I forgot, this thing takes a little bit to make. So I'm gonna do that, and then I will be right back. Remember, I'm gonna tell you, like, I am one of those people that believes in the truth, believes in finding the evidence and finding the core point of it. Now, this doesn't mean that what I believe in, not everything is gonna tell you the truth. I will tell you that. Not everybody's gonna be out there and tell you the absolute truth, because sometimes the left is not going to tell you the truth on some things, and the right's not going to tell you the truth on some things. And it's like, you look at Trump. It's like Trump has lied more times than I've seen a Democrat lie sometimes Democrats will say, well, they're gonna try to do that. Well, they're not perfect either, you know. But Trump wants to wants to make you forget about the Epstein files, wants to pretty much find a way to arrest Obama, find a way to arrest anybody that seems problematic with him, or problematic that anybody who goes against him is evil. And I'm like, I am seriously do not like you. You are choosing to show hate. You are choosing to basically anybody that you go against, you want to arrest. You want to take them down because they don't agree with you, and if they don't agree with you, then he basically considers you woke. He considers you pretty much a Trump hater. He considers you Trump derangement syndrome, when in reality he has more of Trump derangement syndrome, to be honest. Because I could say he has a Trump Democratic derangement syndrome. Pretty much he hates Democrats, so why should we use the Trump derangement syndrome? Why should we use these things? Why are you going after them? It's like you want to go after anybody that hates you in society, and it's like, okay, well then we can go after you. If you're going after people that you hate, then why can't we go after people you hate that you like? It seems counterproductive on anything, and it's like I am sick and tired of these things going on, but it's one of those things where I'm paying attention more because of who I am, not just because of not because I'm just transgender. I started paying attention more about transgender issues than I started paying attention about anything else, because of who I am. Now I've kind of gotten into paying attention to Trump more, paying attention to him by figuring out what's going on with him, figuring out like those things. It's like I listen to Midas Touch, I listen to David Pakman, people who David Pakman, I listen to Jesse Dellamore and Brian Tyler Cohen on a lot of things. It doesn't mean that I listen to everything that they say, everything that comes out, because if I did, it wouldn't be anywhere perfect or anything of that nature. Now, of course, I used to listen to CNN as a full thing. I used to listen to CNN and the TV news, I still kind of do listen to occasional TV news. It's just I only listen to CBS Evening News, where sometimes I want to see what other where I want to see what's going on and stuff, and it's just like, I tend to listen to that because it's like, and I'll say, and I'm one of those people that, I just kind of went there and just voted based on party lines, based on I voted Republican back in 2016. I voted Republican ever since until 2022. Guess what? I voted Trump in 2020. I voted Trump in 2016. I did not vote for him in 2024. And a lot of people are gonna be like, look, what really got me away from it wasn't because necessarily that I was, I just wasn't paying attention. I just wasn't really active in politics. I just voted based on those things, and it's like I don't vote that way anymore. I now vote based on my morals, my values, and my morals and my values basically stand for it that if you are anti-LGBTQ, you're not going to get my vote. If you are somebody that does believe in climate change, but I'm not a big I don't believe in climate change that most people believe in climate change, but bettering society, making sure that we have some some things to make society a little bit better, like renewable energy, things like that, that mostly pertaining to that they claim is will help the climate. I'm not into that kind of mentality. I'm just into maybe we can help society about a little bit better, utilizing, you know, maybe we can better people from not being able to receive bad air quality, making better air quality, making better choices. But we cannot stop the smoke, okay? Because guess what? There's smoke up in Canada that I have to deal with almost on a daily basis now. Because guess what? Canada's experiencing a lot of Canadian wildfires and stuff, and it's like, but guess what, guys? The world's changing. The Earth is changing from what it used to be, in a priority thing. But anyway, I'll be right back, guys. Thanks, Patrick Slime. Thanks, Be Happy. Thanks for joining the TikTok live. Thank you, guys. I will be right back. I'm going to go check on the oven real quick because I am making myself some supper. But I wanted to get in. I'm making some pizza, so be right back. Guys, for the gifts. Thank you, Lord Salmon. Thank you, Samantha Terion, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Hold on, guys. I got it. Thanks, Queen. Thank you guys for all being here. I had to go check on the pot, check on the oven, and I put in my pizza. So anywho, yeah, I'm gonna be on for a while tonight. I'm actually gonna be on a lot longer. Typically. Thank you for liking the live, by the way. Thank you. Guys, like, it's one of those things where you guys have probably, like, I'm pretty sure it's been at least enough time now that time has passed that I'm just gonna get into a couple other things that I wanted to really get into, and the first one is, did you hear that if you haven't seen, now of course I watched Paramount. I have Paramount. Like, I literally am not canceling my Paramount, not because of it, but I wish I could really cancel Paramount, but I can't cancel Paramount because I have to have it for my local news, and it's one of those things where, you know, I want to, but I'm not going to because I need to be able to watch it for the weather, live weather when it's the easiest way for me to watch it. But one of the things that I watched last night, or actually today, that came on yesterday, was the very first season of the new season of South Park, season 27. One of many shows that have been on for a long time. You know, the longest running shows that have been on, just longest running shows. Simpsons, South Park, American Dad. You know, the Family Guy, King of the, like, you know, Futurama. All of those, NCIS. You know, some of these shows that are out there. There are probably more shows that I didn't mention that have long-standing shows that are running, that are consistently running and doing a lot of it. Now, of course, last night's episode, I don't usually watch South Park. I'm not that kind of person that really likes South Park that much, because I'm not a big. I'm not somebody that I listen to watch South Park every time I get that opportunity and every chance that I'd like to. Not that I like to, but like I don't get that chance to watch South Park. Park is an understatement. I just don't like the way that South Park does things. It's the same thing. It's like I don't watch Family Guy as much. I do, but I prefer Family Guy and The Simpsons more than I prefer South Park, to be honest. But what Terry and Matt did last night with South Park was they pretty much basically gone out and actually took South Park and basically dissed on Trump last night in a whole lot of stuff. Some of the stuff that I really got into, really thinking that, oh well, okay, that's one of those things where, you know, Trump is probably going to be really horrible about it. I'm pretty sure Trump's not liking what they did. They basically dissed on him the whole entire time. It was AI Trump, pretty much. And I'm like, okay, great. Paramount, you know, this is on Paramount. They just made a deal with Comedy Central. Well, guess what? You know, Adam Conover, another guy that I really like, I think he's used to be there. I don't know what he does now, but Adam Conover, it's like a lot of times, sometimes, like, you know, it's one of those things where you know, they are basically trying to stifle your freedom of speech with it, and from CBS, like basically Stephen Colbert basically is getting shut down because of the things that they've said about it. You know, I'm gonna tell you, it's last night when the season 27 starter with this, basically they jumped into him with Satan, using that he cozy ups to Satan, that he you know, that he's kind of somebody that, you know, not only does he cozy up to Satan and gets in bed with him, you know, he had things that I'm not going to say here that also basically that followed suit with it, and it's one of those things where they basically really tore into him, and it really, thanks Colt for joining the TikTok live thing, thank you, and I really enjoyed it. It's like they're basically wanting to, thing is with that, they basically said, oh well, they're basically not allowing to do comedy like they used to. Comedy has changed so much so that it can't be like what it used to be like 10 years ago, 15 years ago even, because of Trump, and Trump basically, if you can't diss on politicians, basically can't diss on, because like David Letterman, and Stephen Colbert, and all of these people, like they did political content, and it's like Trump doesn't want to see that, and doesn't want to see the fact of the matter that they don't want to see the truth. They don't want to have not just the truth, but also they don't want to see them getting politically hurt because, or being laughed at, or being made fun of, because you know, NBC did the same thing with their SNL skit. You know, some of these places do pretty well with their shit, and stuff, and it's like, great. So that means you are pretty much going after these people because you got your feelings hurt, and you're gonna have your feelings hurt. Why are you having your feelings hurt? Because you don't like what people have to say about you, because remember, if people don't like what they say about you, it's because, and if they start getting angry, then that means you're hitting a nerve on them, and you're hitting the truth. And guess what? A lot of these MAGA people that I see, a lot of these people out there, yes, I have this thing where a lot of these people get angry because they get the truth told to them. And no, I'm not saying like there are some things where they can't, like some of these people can't answer the truth on transgenders, they can't tell you the truth on a lot of stuff because they like, oh well, what about, like, you know, when I see a lot of these people, they ask, what is this XY, what is XX, what is, they can answer those, but they can't answer, what about X, what about XO, what about X, what about XXY, what about XXX, 3 X's, what about all these different X's that see, they can't answer it. They can't answer the biological sense. It's like, I believe in science to a point. I believe in science and a lot of things. I also believe in God, and I do believe in medicine, and I believe in Jesus Christ, and I still believe that modern medicine helps and saves lives more than people realize. And thanks Joe Blow for joining the TikTok live. And I'm gonna tell you, it's like one of those things where you can't just go out there and believe that, you know, that you can't go out there and believe everything that's being said out there, because you have to have some sense of truth, and you have to discern it. And if you can't discern it, then what's the point? you listen to Trump, you listen to him in a way that, you know, Trump is like, you listen to him, it's like you're getting what? Sometimes you might get a little bit of truth from him, but it's mostly that little bit of truth grows into becoming a lie, and then he tells a lot of lies. It's what Satan does. Satan tells a little bit of truth, and then goes out and tells a whole bunch of lies. This doesn't just include, like, you know, there's a lot of things where you look at these many different Bibles, you look at many different things out in the world, that there's a small little bit of truth in these Bibles, but then you go and you look at the International Edition, you go look at these things, guess what? They all tell a little bit of the truth, or they get somewhere they change or alter the scriptures that end up getting changed. The only scripture that has not been altered or changed in any way other than by anybody else other than the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the Book of Mormon. And the only reason why it was changed, it hasn't changed since 1985 and will never get changed. The only reason why is because it fixed a lot of the grammar mistakes or things. Sometimes they do. Sometimes the Book of Mormon does get changed, but it's not changed because of it doesn't get changed because of the content. We don't change it to fit our narrative. It gets changed because of the language barrier. The language barrier in some places get changed because, like, you look at a language, like sometimes it's brother, big brother, little brother. Things sometimes get changed, and get changed for better or for worse. You know, you can't believe everything that is being told to you. You can't believe everything that's being said to you, because if you did believe everything, you wouldn't be. If you did, then why are you? Then why do you change the Bible? Why is there so many different Bibles out there? Nobody can tell me that. Okay, hold on. And it's like, I don't get it why we have to have so many different versions, because everybody has to have that. And it's like the famous thing that I always like reading in the Book of Mormon that always, and I'm saying this once, and I like to say it because it's one of my favorite things. It's like a Bible, all we need is a Bible. And it's like, it's in the Book of Mormon, it says that it's like all we need. No, it's like, it's what people in the Book of Mormon, it says that's what people believe, is that all we need is a Bible. And then I know which one. I don't remember exactly where it is. I do know exactly where part of the scripture. I think it's in Nephi. I think it's later Nephi, not the newer Nephi. It's not the first and second Nephi. I think it's in third or fourth Nephi that talks about it. It's like all we need is a Bible, and it's like no, there are, like, your scriptures. All we need is a Bible, and it's like I'm like, today I was watching a guy. Hold on, guys. We'll talk about this in a second. I gotta go check on my oven. Gotta go check on my pizza. but thank you guys for being here. Now, of course, I forgot. It's like, what? Why? It's like, you look at the books that we have, the Book of Mormon and these other books. It's like you think that you need everything. You think you need to have the absolute truth on everything, and you think that you have to be the right all the time. That your book has to be right. That on this, and I'm like, okay, well then, if your book is right, or my book is right, or whatever, it's like, you have to realize that the truth is out there, and the absolute truth is going to be there. Like, you look at the Book of Mormon, I mean the Bible, there are a lot of various different ways that the Bible is presented. You have so many different versions. There's like at least over 100 Bibles, 100 Bible editions out there, including some that are like the Quran and stuff that aren't even technically a Bible, that aren't the truth. But they do get a little bit of truth in them. Okay? It's like, you know, thanks Josh Howell for joining the TikTok live. Thank you, and thanks Political for you. Thank you for joining the TikTok live. Now, of course, I am one of those people that believes in finding and believing in that, you know, you find the truth. You believe in finding the absolute right and figuring it out through prayer and like, I don't do that very often. I should probably do it more often than I do, but it's whatever. Thanks Brendan Anthony for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. It's like one of those things where I go out and I listen to you know, like I said, I go out and listen to a lot of political content through the left, but it's like yesterday I was listening to Jesse Dollamore yesterday, and today I reshared it because I shared it with my mom, and it was talking about this guy that basically, like, that, you know, that Stephen Colbert got canceled by God. Stephen Colbert didn't get canceled by God. Okay? Stephen Colbert probably wouldn't have gotten canceled. Like, he got fired off of CBS. Okay, but he's not like somebody that, oh, he got fired just because he got fired off of CBS doesn't mean that he's gone, doesn't mean that he's still gonna have, he has 10 million subscribers on his YouTube. 10 million people, that if those 10 million people were all watching CBS, all watch CBS, and decide that they're no longer gonna watch CBS, 10 million people hurting you is gonna hurt your bottom line. And trust me, it will. Because I'm going to tell you, it's like, if it wasn't for my local news, and it wasn't for that, I probably would be cutting off CBS. I'd cut off CBS immediately. Cut off Paramount, cut it all off. But because I need it for my local area news, which my local area news doesn't just use CBS, they also use, like, use another one. It's from Gray Digital Media, of course, under that company's bottom line. But, you know, I listen to a lot of variety of local news. That's where I get my local news for, and I don't get everything, you know, but I do get a little bit of that. Okay, so are we going to, well, it looks like we are going to have to take, wait. Oh, we're going, hold on, hold the horses. We're going, okay, so we're going there. It will be fine if I do this. It's one of those things where I absolutely listen to a lot of variety, and I mean like this guy basically, he was out there preaching that, oh, that God basically was sent to basically see him come here. It's like, okay, then let me be clear. If I came in and told you God is going to come and cancel you because you're saying that, and this guy's going to be like, oh no, God won't cancel me, God won't. I said, how do you know? Because you have a direct line of talk with God, so do I. I have more of a direct line of talk with God because I pray, and I pray every day, and I get the Holy Ghost that is a mediator between Jesus Christ and God, that I get that answer. And I can find that answer through that way. And it's like these people don't really understand that anybody has the opportunity to speak to God. Anybody. And I'm like, okay, so then you're basically going to tell me that you can't not be out there and telling the truth because basically that, you know, God's basically going to say you're going to have this, and it's like, no, God's not going to cancel somebody. So it's like, I go out there and I say, okay, what constitutes, it's like, you know, you can't go out there and say these things and then come out and find out that I have a different line of thinking and a different way of telling you. No, it's not because of God. It's like, okay, then do you believe that God sent Trump? And if that same guy basically, I said, okay, you believe that God sent Trump, okay. How about this? You name another person that has been sent by God that you would think. Okay? Now I would respond and I would say, okay, I know of one person that you do not know, and yet you will say no because you don't believe in God. Because right now to me it seems like you don't believe in God. It's like you kind of do, but you don't, because you believe that Donald Trump is that way. That you believe God is basically this because of, you know, and it's like the guy that basically would say that, oh, this guy wasn't sent by God. It's like, how about Russell M. Nelson? How about Joseph Smith? How about Brigham Young? How about, let's see, basically, how about all the prophets, Abraham, like, not Abraham Lincoln, what about all of the, them, you know, and just to name those, because I know Russell and Nelson right now, and I know the other two because I don't know much, I don't remember the rest of them, because I just remember those because those are the people that are currently in office right now, you know. How about Jeffrey R. Holland and what are all these guys sent by God? And what? And if you say no, because these guys are all false people, then I will also go back and then I said, okay, then you're teaching false prophet, You're teaching about it being a false prophet because you are. You can't. God's not going to go out there and cancel somebody right now, because God's not going to go out there and doesn't have the will. He's only going to go through people, and what does he go through? He went through CBS and canceled it. Well, guess what? The only person who canceled it is because of Trump. It's not because of CBS. CBS didn't have any problem canceling it. It's just like these payment processors recently. It's like you went to look at Steam. Steam cut 20 games off of their thing because of the not safe for work stuff. It's the same thing with itch.io. They canceled not safe for work stuff. It's like, what? I didn't even know itch.io had that in the first place. And it's like all of these people believe that, you know, basically they just use it to disguise the truth in with God. And trust me, I'm not somebody that really likes talking about it a lot, because, you know, it's not like I go into this a lot, but I'm just saying, it's like Stephen Colbert, you know, just because he gets political on this, it's like David Letterman, these people do. Like, it's sometimes it's part of their speech, and it's part of their freedom, and it's like it's part of their freedom to decide. It's like these payment processors, like, okay, there's, like, let me be clear, these payment processors have done probably illicit things before, and they're still doing it. It's all under because of this this connect this connect. Anyway, hold on. It's all based around all these things where you can't go out and believe what the right is telling you or what the left is telling you. Okay? You can't just go out there and believe Trump and believe everything that he's telling you. You have to listen to both sides of the coin. And that's the whole point. You know, you don't just listen to one side or the other, because I literally, I have now listened to a little, like, I will tell you, I do read occasional. I'll read like something from the left, I mean from the right, completely from the right. And sometimes I'll occasionally read stuff from like Fox News or I know we're getting tired here, so so basically, once we get done with this, we will have some better things to do. But anyway, it's you know, it's like you can't have Trump being there and telling you the absolute truth, because if Trump told you, now if you go and you say, okay, he's been somebody, okay, but I'm gonna have to wait now. Yeah, I'm in the middle of the intersection, but man, you can't just have Trump be the truth. You can't go and listen to Pam Bondi. You can't go and listen to things. If Trump endorses this person, you can't go and listen to them. Okay? Don't believe everything that they say, because you have to make sure that when you look at the news, even, like, you can't just go believe Fox News and listen to Fox News. You have to have some MSNBC in there. You have to have some Midas Touch. You have to have some of these other content creators out there, Harry Sisseton. You have to have a lot of people out there to tell you these things. You know, I don't go and listen. I stopped listening to TYT because of the things that you know, I used to listen to them as my primary source. I kind of occasionally switched out because they were starting to talk about, because they're starting to lean way to the left. It's like I stopped listening to PragerU. PragerU, because why? Because PragerU is somebody that if you're anti-LGBTQ right off the bat, I'm not even going to listen to you in the first place. I don't listen to PragerU. I stopped listening to it because they're part of that percentage where you're done. I'm not going to listen to you because I'm sick. I'm sick and tired of it. I am sick and tired of listening to people who are not telling the truth. And you know, the biggest thing is, like, they say that trans people, like, not all trans people, like, trust me, I'm pretty sure if we pinned the fastest man alive in the Olympics and took the fastest woman alive in the Olympics, who would win? And the problem is let me be clear. If you have the fastest woman and the fastest man running the 100-meter dash, okay, and we take those, they're going to end up, the woman is going to end up being what? Is going to end up trying to outwit that man, because guess what? They're going to try to exert all of their energy and stuff. So it's, and they're gonna try to exert all their energy. They're gonna be put, because it's like they're being pushed. I know this for a fact because guess what? I always had somebody there that was pushing me. I always had my best friend, Scarlett. You guys know him. He was the one that always pushed me. That always, when I was doing sports before I transitioned, of course. Before I transitioned, one of the things that I did was I played sports. When I started my transition, I stopped actually in 2019. Basically, I'm like, okay, I'm done playing sports because, first off, I'm just done because I don't want to play sports, not because of, and most of it is because I couldn't play sports anymore because I basically, so we need to understand that that when you have somebody there that's faster than you, and there's going to be some people that are going to be the motivation to continue to get better at it. And you know, there are going to be women out there that are going to get better than a trans person out there. Okay? A trans person that transitions prior to first puberty is going to be a lot better than somebody that's going to transition. It's going to be a lot safer than somebody that transitions in second puberty. What I mean by that is when a trans person, because of stigma at home or because of the things that go on at home in life, um, and there are going to be people at home that are going to stifle that. And so these people are going to be hidden away from being transgender because this and that. And it's like, you might be 12 years old, but guess what? There are going to be people that are going to go out there and say that, you know, that's what happens when you get second puberty, is because you get it when later in life, like me, when you go through puberty the first time and then you have to go through it a second time because of it, and you're going to have a little bit better build than somebody who a better build than a woman would, because they're closer, because they're going to still be closer to this woman, to a woman, but they're still going to have some inherent physical advantages because of the puberty choice and the puberty that they hit. And it's the same thing that happens when you go with second, when it happens, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be a lot closer than somebody who transitions at a second time, because, you know, it's still there. It's still gonna be I really don't care if I hit you. Yeah. I'm gonna do that because I can. I'm gonna go to sleep first. And then, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. I'm gonna I'm gonna eat, and then I will be back, in about 15 minutes. Truck configurator. Hey, it's 53 on that. Yeah, it's gonna cost us about 73 to do that, so no. It's gonna cost us 73 and I'm only at 58. So, anyways, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. I will be back in about 15 minutes. So we'll see you guys then. And then we will get on some Fortnite tonight at 7 o'clock. Well, no, we'll get it on about 8 o'clock tonight. We'll get on a little bit early. Actually, no, we'll get on and play some Call of Duty a little bit. And then we'll play in a little bit of Fortnite tonight as well, because we need to do some things in that. So anyway, we will catch you guys, back here in a few minutes. Alright, we're back. Now, of course, if I wanted to upgrade this is gonna cost me $78,000. It costs way more to upgrade than it did in Euro Truck, to be honest. And I'm almost yeah. I could upgrade it now. But I will not. Yeah, I'm not gonna change a lot of things. And only have like 1% damage, I'm not gonna complain. I'm gonna okay. Because what I'm gonna actually do now No. Now what we're going to do is we're going to configure. I always like to make sure that I have the 2-axle one. And then now I could easily come down here and change that to 32 feet. But we just don't have that right now. Yeah. Thanks ANO for joining the TikTok live thing, thank you. I don't know why I'm hiccuping now. Actually, let's check freight market. We're in San Jose, right? Joke, we're taking something for Tesla. Yeah, that's still best. That's the best one. Now, of course, hold on. Hold on. If that's the best one, we would have to deliver it. It ends in an hour. And you'd have to deliver it by Sunday by 10 a.m. By 3 a.m. So now, of course, this is if I took out the thing, I probably might just do it because then I don't feel like I'm supporting. I feel like I'm supporting Tesla or supporting these things, to be honest. I'm gonna send somebody a message real quick. Okay. We'll see what he says. Because that's gonna be the best thing for me. For it. People may not like what I have to say a lot of the time, and I know a lot of it is scary, and I know a lot of it, but I'm gonna tell you, as somebody who has actively hold on. Let me grab myself a drink. Yeah, thanks, LOA, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you guys. Oh, thank you guys. But it's a lot of the stuff that I talk about is Mr. Dane the Goat, thanks for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. You know, it's been a while since I played that game. I probably won't. I probably have to start over now. So I'll probably wait a little. I'll probably wait a little while to play that one. We'll probably pick up probably another Final Fantasy, maybe. I would have put a turn lane here for me. I did it in the wrong lane because I don't know why I'm having the hiccups right now, but because I wanted to see when Scarlett's gonna hop on. Let me check a thing real quick. Hey Cap, thanks for joining. Okay, let me check to see if Scarlett's actually on. Okay. Okay, he's not on, so we'll have to deal with it. So it's one of those things where, you know, I listen to, like I said, I don't subscribe myself or listen to a lot of different sources and different things. But I will tell you, you know, I'm not that big, but I tell you to always do it. But I don't. I have a lot of variety left-leaning. I don't have any right-leaning content creators, because guess what? I don't want to listen to right-wing content creators. I don't listen to right-wing right-wing. If I find out somebody's right-wing because I watch them and for content that's not political and they don't get political in their content, then then it's like, okay, I'm not gonna subscribe. I don't like to subscribe to. Hold on. Ugh. But it's like I listen to right-leaning or left-leaning content. I don't subscribe myself. Like I said, most of the reason why I started politics is because I listen to right-leaning politicians. Was not what I listened to. I started with it because of trans issues. You know, I started my social transition. Okay, not physical or. I started it in 2016, 2017 is kind of where I started that transition. And of course, Of course, that's where I get that's where I listen to. I listen to right-leaning. That's when I started realizing I wasn't paying attention. I didn't really do that until I started seeing a lot of trans issues going on a lot more. I didn't pay attention to LGBTQ issues. I wasn't somebody that, you know, that I subscribed to the left or I subscribed to the right. I didn't listen. I wasn't somebody that just actively supported a president. I didn't actively support Obama at the time. I didn't actively support Trump in 2016. In 2017. I didn't actively support anybody. Actively. I just voted. Like I said, I voted left-leaning. I voted left, and I voted right, because I just thought that, okay, I wanted to be a Republican because my mom's a Republican, and, you know, I just followed my mom's political path and followed it because that's... And that's how I started there. And it's like, I just voted that way, and I was like, okay, I just went out and voted. It didn't go out and actually make a considerable choice until 2020, when Donald Trump basically said he was going to do January 6th, and that's when I switched, and that's when I realized, okay, I need to be better about who I vote for and how I vote, and be politically active instead of I'm glad I didn't go and upgrade. I'm somebody that didn't go out and vote left or right, this or that. At the time, I just voted based on, or my mom voted kind of thing, or based on, I didn't just pick somebody and I just went that way. I thought you had to, you know, in 2020, I thought you had, like, at the time, I thought, like, okay, you have to vote this way because you're left, because you have to vote along party lines. You do not have to vote along party lines anymore. I thought you had to vote along party lines. No, you don't. In the general, you don't. And to be honest, for me, 2022 is where I started to vote for, where, I voted for Kristi Noem in 2016, I voted for Kristi Noem in 2020, in 2018 I voted for Kristi Noem, because, the same thing believes, like, I voted for her for that, I think I even voted for her for Congress or whatever, just because I just, like, okay, and, I shook Kristi Noem's hand on it, and I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that again. I'll make sure that if I'm going to vote for somebody, I'm going to vote based on the belief that, I just vote because of that. And it's the same thing. It's like, I just did it because that's what I thought was best. Not what I thought was best, but just because that was what my mom voted for, or kind of thing, or whatnot. I thought you had to be a Republican, you could only be a Republican, you could only vote Republican. And I made a poor decision. I made the wrong turn. Anyway, so I basically sat there and I said, okay, now it kind of like, and then when it kind of started in 2020 is kind of when I started paying attention more, and that's when I started to pay attention to a lot of trans issues. More of the transgender stuff is more what I paid attention to than I paid attention to anything else. I never subscribed to myself as somebody that and then kind of started picking up a lot more because of what Trump was doing, Trump was saying, and yeah, I'm gonna have to pay the toll again. And I'm like, I don't vote now based on the assumption that, okay, I'm gonna vote based on my party. And basically, I voted pretty much. I voted, Dusty Johnson. I voted, who else did I vote that was Republican that I kind of don't support? There was somebody else I voted for that I don't support anymore. And in 2022, actively, I actually, when it came down to it, it was Kristi Noem or Jamie Smith, and I did not vote Kristi Noem because I was kind of like, okay, I'm done with this. I am done with Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem was kind of flip-flopping on a lot of things, first off, but it was also the same thing as like, oh, you're somebody that I think I'm not gonna vote for you now because you're going to be a somebody that I'm not gonna want to vote for. And yes, I voted Jamie Smith. Yes, I voted a Democrat. But you know what? It's hard to be a Democrat in a state that's gone red for a long time. It's hard to vote, actively vote along certain issues and certain things in life. You can't just, don't go out there and say, oh, I'm going to vote because I'm just a Democrat or because I'm a Republican. You don't have to vote a Republican. You don't have to vote a Democrat. If you are a Republican, on the other hand, or a Democrat, you can go to, for example, you can, thanks Mama Mia for joining the TikTok live thing, thank you. You don't have to go and vote based on your belief of, hey, this is what I'm going to believe now because, you know, I'm a Republican. I vote Republican all the time. You don't have to do this. Okay? Don't vote based on Democrat, based on Republican, based on, you know, don't just go and believe everything that is told to you. I'm sorry, but you know, you choose to believe that basically I'm a Republican, I'm only gonna vote Republicans. Great, you can still vote, you can still have the value of a Republican. But you can still have the value, and you can still hold your values to not voting Trump. And if you're now today, it's like if you're going to be a Republican, you should just, and you don't believe in Donald Trump, and you are somebody like that, you should probably just automatically just go independent and just go independent and stop being a Republican, because you're no longer going to be somebody that's going to end up being supported. That's going to be a wholehearted truth. You can't go out and vote and say I want to vote Democrat or just because you believe. Don't be somebody that way. Now I'm a Democrat now because I actually, a lot of the stuff that I ended up believing, I actually ended up believing as a left-leaning thing. Most of it, except for a couple of things that I don't believe on the left. First off, I don't believe in the climate change initiative, and I don't believe in the gun ownership. I don't believe in the way that the gun ownership is the way that they want to remove our gun rights. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? Some days I feel like that. Some days I feel like I just want a guns ban because of violence going on with it, and it's like, but then again, at the same time, it's like I always get conflicted between the two, gun rights and not having gun rights, and it's one of those things where I don't believe. Okay, yeah. I don't believe the way that most people think I believe anymore. On some of these issues. It's like, I'm going to tell you, it's like, do I believe that you should not be allowed to watch certain content on the internet because it goes against God? You know, you can learn to control it. You have to learn, because you're not going to, first off, if by somebody else banning it, by somebody else taking it away from you, you're not going to change. You're not going to change. You're going to want to seek it out even more. You're going to want to seek it out even further, and stuff. And it's like like I said earlier, it's like the ditch.io or the Steam stuff with this something Shout Connect or whatever. I can't remember what they were talking about, but a Mudahar, some ordinary gamers, Mudahar basically talked about it. I can't remember the name, but it's like these payment processors. It's like they say it's the payment processors' problem. Of course, these payment processors, you know, don't like these content. Well, if it came down to my issue and my point of these things, it's like the process with the Mudahar with processors. Basically, if it was my own country, I'd basically go out and I said, okay, these payment processors are not allowed in my country. You want a payment processor, you have to pretty much you have to basically, if you are willing to stop supporting content, basically, you you know, you want to remove content because it goes and violates the process. Well, guess what? Did you know that I would actually got the Google car next to us. I'm pretty sure they have the Google car in other places too, that, you know. But like I always say, thanks Big T, and thanks for being here, thanks for joining the TikTok live. Guys, one of the things that I will say, and I'm gonna probably just be done for after this one, I'm gonna be hopping on to some Call of Duty until 10:30 tonight, playing 3 rounds of Grief, as well, so when we get this job done, I will hop on, we'll play a little bit of Call of Duty, so I can work on getting this event done. But for me, it's like you want to ban content or force to be banned. Basically, you're a payment processor. You decide you don't want to support it. Well, guess what? I'm going to take that payment processor and remove it. I said, if you don't go out and support LGBTQ, you don't go out there and you want to remove content because it violates a law in another country. Basically, you want to go out and remove itch.io stuff. Oh, I should have gone. I do that when I can do that here in America. I can't do that really in America. You shouldn't do that in real life. But I do it because I made a mistake, and I'm trying to talk to you guys, and I end up making that mistake. But it's like, you know, it's like you gotta think outside the. You think that, you know, yes, content, like there should be content out there that we shouldn't be watching. There should, like, you shouldn't be out there allowing certain people to watch certain things, or because of it. It's like, you know, there are, if there's game, now of course I don't care if you have not safe for work content on your platform, but if I come out and find out that it's really bad things on these platforms, like sometimes people will accidentally upload something to okay. But we'll keep an eye on our pro mod stuff. If pro mods comes out and we got pro mods coming in, paying close attention to the pro mod stuff. Because the pro mods does have some updates. Then hey, guess what? We're gonna play pro mods. We're gonna install pro mods here. We're gonna do that with EuroTruck. I'm waiting for pro mods to install so that we can go back to EuroTruck too, because I want to be able to. But there is some good things coming out with a American truck, guys. There is the Ford truck. Thanks, the Ford. There is going to be some cars you'll be able to drive in America at some point. So that'll be something new, and I'm gonna probably. I need to actually look at getting a job. I haven't been doing that. I really desperately should. And I'll probably end the stream at this and go look for a job and go apply and just do it. You know, I need to stop being lazy about it. But then again, I might not, and you know. We got 5 hours on that. We got 5 hours on it. Trip time is 8, so you know what? We'll do all of. I needed to come down here. There's a reason why I'm going around this way, because I actually take and experience all of this. Duh, it's the upper button. That's why. Nicely done. Why did that guy knew I was coming? Didn't see him turn. You know, that's an idiot move, buddy. And I also better grab gas while I'm here. Thanks, Barlick Blackman. Thanks for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Alright. The Cold, thanks for joining the TikTok live. Thank you very much. You know, I don't like cold weather, guys, but I also don't like hot weather, and it's just like I can never get comfortable. Thanks, Hunter, for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. You know, I could, um, I could turn on some music here, though. Because I don't... but... Yeah, I could probably turn it on, and I just have to make sure that I do it from... a sense of, I can save the... You know what? Let's do this. Radio. Okay. Transmitting UK. Its language. Remember, it's a UK radio station, not an American radio station, guys. That's when I listen to a lot. But sadly, I cannot listen to that here in YouTube. And not load. Save. Hit live. 7/24/2025. Okay. There's only going to be 2 files, but one's going to be the non-live, and the other one's going to be the live. Thanks, Jack. Thanks, Jack, for joining the TikTok live. So I want to do a thing real quick. Okay. We know that we have American truck, but I'm going to go... I'm going to do a thing real quick. I am going to... do a thing real quick. We're gonna... I'm gonna take out the capture card for a moment. No. No. Okay. Oh, where is it? Did I not save? Found it. Okay. Copy. And then all I'm going to do is move here and then clear out the music folder. Okay. There we go. I had to do this, guys. I'll show you where the music, I'll show you guys how to access your folder if you're on bazzite. I want to quickly share this, and I'll probably share with you guys on how to get it here. So what you do is you go to your Steam, you go into your settings, you go to click on manage, you go to properties, you go to, manage, browse local files like you would do in normal, and then it's going to be here in your thing there, or you can go into browsing your local is in home, gaming, like mine is Gaming Matter Rocks, local, share, American Truck Simulator. That's where you can find your file system there. So anyway, let's get open media. That's how you do it. If you're wondering where your music folder is, it's telling me I have to do that, but I need to go. Okay, so there's two up here, so this will work. Thanks, the Queen 400X Pro. Thanks for joining. I can pick up my pace a lot better. I should be adding this music in here, and I don't. Thanks, Karen. Join the TikTok live. Thank you. know, it's one of those things where, you know, music, like, I'll say this, like getting away from politics and stuff, this is a topic. So I thought I would be getting off it when I got done with that, and then, find something else, but then I was like, you know what, nobody's around, nobody's here, but me, so... Should really put a they should really like, if you go around those bears, it should give you a fine. Oh, a hefty fine for it. You know, you go around those things. Thanks, cool mom. Thanks for joining the TikTok live. Thank you. Your moms are always cool, guys. Cherish them while you've got them. You know, sometimes, you know, yeah, your mom might not agree with you and who you are and stuff, and it's just, you know, and you have to distance yourself from your family because they don't agree with you, they don't like you, they don't support you. You know, you kind of have to find a way to do that, and you can. You know. I will say, like, you guys will probably, like, if you're watching right now, you know, I'm gonna say this, and I'm only gonna say this. I'm gonna be uploading some shorts here soon. I actually was thinking about maybe I was gonna get off and copy those files over and listen and do that. I still might work on that, get those shorts out here within, like, get a few shorts out in a few days. From Fortnite and get it to you guys, but because I absolutely I just have to download the thing and then yeah. We're gonna rest up here because I've got to rest for what it's worth. Get down a little bit. I don't Time 4.0, thanks for joining. It's one of those things where music just brings me joy and brings me life. Like, I love music and there's a lot of music out there that, you know, thanks Vinny for joining the TikTok live, thank you. There's like, I will tell you, like, if you actually go and study a lot of the music I listen to a lot of rock, I listen to a lot of rock, pop, metal. My folder is entirely full, chock full of music. You know, it's chock full. It's got music from, you know, the thing that I love that I have backup on my external hard drive. Not mean to overdo that one. It's like typically in North America, typically you have a lot of access to gas stations. But maybe not. Maybe there are places where you have to stand one end and you can't use the gas station there. You know, I will say it's sad to see Hulk Hogan who passed away, of course. I will tell you, I'm actually more sad that Ozzy passed away more than Hulk Hogan. I didn't really like, I never really watched it, but you know, but Hulk Hogan supported Trump, and it's like, I'm not gonna be saddened to see somebody like that support somebody, you know. There was a jazz musician that passed away. I don't know what his name was, but passed away, and it's like, yeah, there's a lot of good musicians out there that no longer exist, that, you know, like Eddie Van Halen. You know, I love Eddie Van Halen. I love Van Halen. I love Queen. Old Queen and new Queen, to be honest. There's some things where, yeah, I don't like listening to a lot of Queen. Queen's not something I go actively out of my way to listen to them, as like they're not like my favorite, but they are something I will listen to occasionally, you know, because I like old and new, and it's I'm not a big fan of Linkin Park from the old new Linkin Park though. I'm more a fan of the older Linkin Park. But I love listening to, you know, Jesse Frey and Lee Brock and Future Cop and who else? Who else is not of the rock genre but of the retro wave genre? Synthwave, whatever you like to call it. I call it retro wave because it's all sounds from the 80s. Like sounds like you hear from the 80s. 8-bit, like this guy, the Panda Beats. I think this is. I think I got these from Panda Beats, and I give credit to Panda Beats for it. You know, I do say it occasionally where I don't have it credited everywhere, but I do have it credited for it. You know, one of the other things that I love doing is not only Panda Beats, but you know, I listen to Coco, Wolf Club, The Midnight, just to name a few Nina. You know, all of these people who have, at least in some way, shape, or form, some way, shape, or form has gone out and supported, have gone out and actually made some great music and things for it. You know, not only do those people I support, but I also support, you know, I support, so for musicians that I also listen to the Imagine Dragons from the rock, pop, rock and roll, Guns N' Roses, Nickelback. A lot of people will say, oh, Nickelback sucks. I'm like, okay, then tell me this, what's their most played song right now? What's their top rated song? Like, since, you know, back in the day, like, the only song today that actually is their San Quentin, and San Quentin's out for the latest album. I own every Nickelback album after Photograph. I didn't like the album Photograph. I'm not a big fan of that album. That was the worst album to me, in my opinion. There's this thing where I absolutely support a lot of the music and a lot of the places that I listen to are pretty much, you know, those are just to name a few rock bands. Like another one that I listen to that's that's iconic, synonymous in America for the music that I like. You know, let's see what there's a few others, like, you know, that are primarily popular, you know. Journey is another one I listen to. I like new Journey, and I like the older Journey. Not the Journey since you know, the guy that basically split ways with Journey because some fallout, and then since that until Arnel Finetti came in. I'm not a big fan of them. I was not a big fan of them then, but I am a big fan of them now because, you know, Journey is great. Journey is fantastic. You know, not only are they not only do they have some amazing music, you know, there's a lot of good music out there, guys. Roxette, Jet, Tears for Fears, Duran Duran, I can't think of, I can't, Little Coil, just to go out there and say some of the rock, and then, I think there's like one other one that, Stephen Wolf is another great one. Like, those guys are pretty good. I like their music. Now, of course, if they come out and if I find out that they support Donald Trump, do I go out and support them? Nope. Because there are people that I won't. It's like I said, it's like I don't support people who go out and support Trump, who go out and support these things. You know? You know, I'm out here and I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of stuff out here in this world that, you know, that I do take into consideration, where I personally don't go and listen to some country artists, same with some pop artists, and rock artists. Like, I don't listen to Kid Rock, I don't listen to people who go out of their way to support Donald Trump. So it's like I will say, really, dude? Ugh. You know, you're a truck. You should be sitting in line and waiting at the weigh station instead of just going around. Sorry, you know, and then when it comes to, like, me listening to, like, bands that I like listening to that are metal, it's like you guys can find all of this on my playlist on YouTube. Because I absolutely go out and I listen to music. I listen to a lot of, trust me, thanks 123 Mullet EVGA for joining. It's like I support, you know, a lot of music out there, and I love music, and you know, YouTube is where I have a lot of my public music playlists, where I listen to a lot of it. I listen to not left, but I listen to so expected, I have 9 hours to do this in. 7 hours from now, which is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is gonna be really pushing it to get there. You might see me speed a little bit here. I know I'm not supposed to. Thanks, Mandy. But when it comes to like just general metal music, like I will listen to a little bit of everything. Everything I listen to, you know, what's the, I can think of their name. Yeah, I had to go this way. But it's like I listen to a lot of... Oh, that's how much time is remaining on this. Okay, so yeah. Actually, I thought, oh, okay, well... Yeah. You know what? I can do this. Thanks. Big Blitz. Sorry, I was just rushing there. I shouldn't rush. But it's like, it's like, the music that I just tend to listen to is just everything from, you know, like I said within, I already told you my rock stuff, but metal, it's like I listen to Evanescence. I used to listen to Skillet, don't listen to them anymore. I have literally, they are out there supporting anti-LGBTQ stuff. That yes, I go out and support LGBTQ bands, like Within Temptations, what's the, they're new. They're a newer band. Can't think of their name. Metal, they're relatively a what's their name? Smash Into Pieces, Dragon Force, Lady Baby, a little, I shouldn't say Lady Baby. I only listen to one song from them. No, I'm gonna stay right here unless it's... Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to move over. Who else do I listen to out there that's kind of metal out there? I don't listen to Metallica. I do, but I don't. I have to close it. I have to go this way anyway, so it's like, you can see some of that Z fighting there. There, so it's guys, we're gonna leave it here for the end of this stream. I will be back on in about an hour. Gotta do some extra stuff. But if you guys are wanting to see some Call of Duty tonight and some Fortnite, I'm gonna hop on right away. I'm gonna play a little bit of Call of Duty right away, and then we'll play. You know what? I think I can just see if I... thanks, Gavin. You know what? There's no way we're gonna get around that. I thought it was up a little bit. thank you. 60, actually I should say 60 FPS, thank you. This game, like I said, this game does actually, like, I get a min of 35, the minimum is like 35, so I'm like, as long as I'm receiving above 30 FPS in a game like this, I don't care, like, for it, you know. And when I talk about like metal music, it's like I don't listen to a lot, but I found this new one with, you know, the Harp Twins. If you know the Harp Twins, they did the Wolfgang Twins, and I ended up watching those guys, and they're not on my subscribe list, but I probably will end up adding them. But I gotta work on some editing for you guys to get some shorts out for. Because this one, we should receive a lot of XP for this one. Okay. I should receive a buttload of this. I think I like it. Yeah, we got a lot of XP on that. You know what? No, let's go for just-in-time delivery. Because that'll give us a little bit more heavier choice and heavier point. We're now at 101. An International 51 sleeper. We got a day cab that's more expensive, so I would. And then we got the other one. Okay, bank. Let's go to driver manager. Arena B. We're gonna upgrade. I think we'll just upgrade the performance for now. Give you a little bit. Just upgrade you a little bit on your performance. We're gonna keep you on the black style. We'll just upgrade. Thanks, Scroll Advance, for joining. Got anything local in town from here? You know what? We'll take this meat. I was gonna get off here, guys, but I think we can take this meat and get ourselves. Why not go that way? We got three. Got you to come by. This makes it so much easier for me to get out. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Thanks, Lulu, Josh, thanks for joining. to unlocking the trailer. But upgrading the day cab a little bit. You know, doing some of these small little bits. It's literally not that far to where we need to go anyways, so it's like... So surreal, guys. You know, I love this game, and you know, I don't have a lot of things to talk about much anymore because it's kind of like I've exhausted all the things I really wanted to come in. But there is some good things about Linux too, I guess. You know, like I wanted to. I listen to, you know, just to kind of get into this Linux thing, there's this thing that I was watching while I was on break earlier, was about this Ventoy. And it's like, that's actually a good thing to have if you're like somebody that likes to allows you to, and it's not just for Linux, it's also for Windows. It allows for you to utilize ISOs. It allows you to install like your bazzite. It allows you to install things. It just allows you to install what you need, and installs on like a multiple thing. And it's like if you have multiple ISO, like you're somebody that likes to keep all these Linux distros around and have multiple things because you're one that likes to work on Linux, test Linux, maybe even have a Windows operating system just to have it. You can do it. You don't have to rely on it. It's like you now have OS and it just allows you to pick whatever you want to use and not have to worry about utilizing. Oh, I have, like, you know, it's like one of those things where I want to try other distros out there, but it's just like, thanks Edgar for joining the TikTok live thing, thank you. I feel like I cut some people off, but of course, you know, Linux is actually something I find myself enjoying so much. You know, I sit here and I play Linux. I'm playing on bazzite, to be honest. I'm playing this game running on bazzite, running on Linux, to be honest. And I absolutely love the way that I'm able yeah. You know, I'm one of those people that, you know, I've always been a tinkerer in some way, shape, or form a little bit. It's like knowing what a computer is. Like, I know what a computer is. I know a lot about computers a little bit more now. Like, I could probably, if I knew how to build computers, I'd probably build a shop. Build a computer where we build computers, and then where I would be as somebody that goes out there and I would be somebody that goes out and builds computers for Linux. You know, I'd be somebody that flat out basically get every computer comes pre-installed with Linux. pre-installed with a game with bazzite, and then and you get bazzite inspired computers, and then, or you can get your Windows computers. But what we do is when we say, okay, we're going to give you bazzite, we're going to give you a major discount. We're going to basically, you know what the Windows license would cost to get you. What bazzite would basically require you to do with bazzite, Windows, basically for how much Windows costs, I would pretty much like, basically, you know, I would charge a lot more for use in on Windows-based machines. I would basically charge $600 extra additional dollars to basically for a $1,000 computer. For a $1,000 computer, I charge $1,600. But if you get Linux will be left running. I would. I would go out and basically charge Linux for free. Basically, actually, no, I would charge basically get like a Linux for like a $10. Like you can choose to have it installed on your computer for you. Just because we just need a little bit. Because then we can go down here. Oops. Customize arc, and thanks Williamson McKenney Jr. for joining. We got the reefer. A dry van. And then need to add the exclusive on here. I really like the rolled up door better than the sliding door, because that's me. I will find out. Okay. So now battle. Confirm our quick travel. And now we've got our sorry, I blanked out for a second. So now we've got our trailer here. So it's a small trailer, but we will soon be able to. Trailer configurator. Just to upgrade that, it's gonna cost me 23. Yeah, it's gonna cost me a little bit more just to upgrade. Just to upgrade it, but anyway, let's save this game, guys. I'm gonna hop off for maybe a little bit. We'll take a 30-minute break. We'll save this one as live 2024. Save it for 2, and we will see you guys back here tomorrow here on YouTube. We'll be playing some more American Truck, maybe. We might play some. Tomorrow we'll probably play some American Truck. We'll see how glass feels. Thanks, Eric Reitz, for joining. And then after that, we will. Yeah, so we'll be back tomorrow with American Truck or Call of Duty. We'll see how things go. But if you guys would like to see content, remember it's always great to be subscribed here on YouTube. If you're watching on TikTok, make sure you guys are followed, and if you guys are watching on Trovo, make sure you guys are followed as well. Remember, following on both of those are free. Subscribing on YouTube is free. Make sure that you hit that bell notification on YouTube, because it's greatly appreciated. But if you guys are watching on, whatchamacallit? If you guys are watching on, if you guys are watching here on YouTube, make sure that when you subscribe, make sure you just hit that bell notification for all. And also, you guys can check out today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Christian Satori. Alright, you guys, today's sponsor is Christian Satori. Christian Satori. You can go use the code link you guys can buy some of the best shoes around. You guys can buy some of the best shoes around. Canvas. You guys can also classic buy black canvas. So much canvas. Cool, you guys could also buy it in fuchsia. Cool. So gear. Much cool shit. Trust me. Cool gear. These are a fantastic brand. Trust me. But you guys not only can you buy shoes, you can also buy. But you guys not only can you buy shoes, you can also buy some cool clothing gear as well. Clothing does include some if you guys want to use gear as well. But code if you guys want to use ROG at checkout, the code Christian Satori at checkout /gaming ROG put /gaming checkout put gaming go down and click down that link rocks when you check out checkout put gaming. Now remember you might be able to get 10% at checkout off your order today. Now remember you might be able to get 15% off with the code off your order today, but only if you buy 2 products. Off remember with the code. But you can get only if you buy 2 products. Remember cool puffer jackets. You can get some cool cool socks, squint cool puffer jackets, cool gear, cool socks, squint t-shirt, cool. Everything here is not super expensive. Remember, it is not inexpensive. Everything here is not super expensive. You guys remember, it is not inexpensive either. Down there. So you guys remember, links down in the down there. .com/gaming ROG. Use code Satori.com/gaming ROG. Use code gaming ROG at checkout to get 5% off your order.